and good afternoon. This is Antonio with another episode of Thus Said the Lord unto me, so such as I have, give I unto thee. How y'all doing? This is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. I decree and declare I will rejoice and be glad in it. Y'all, I've been in all types of warfare. Let's just keep it a buck. Let's just go ahead. Been in all types of warfare. From early this morning. I started to post a video early this morning. But I'm gonna tell y'all a little story of what all happened to me. And it's interesting. So I got pulled over right before I was gonna make a video. I say a whole pulling people over left and right. A whole 45 seconds in the video. You know, I had a officer, state trooper, pull beside me. I'm pulling the trailer and everything, and he pulled beside me, and I see him pulling beside me while I'm trying to make the video. But I'm like, okay, well, he trying to be nosy, so let me go ahead and pull the screen down. So I pulled the screen down so you couldn't see what it was that I was doing on the screen. And he pulled up closer to me, and he saw the screensaver on my tablet. So, you know, he slows down and he throws on his lights. I'm sitting here thinking, okay, well, he don't have no reason to pull me over. So we're going to see where he's going to go with this one. So afterwards, he pull over to the side. It's a 3-lane highway. And comes around on this side to the passenger side. I rolled the windows down as usual, and he said, open the door. I said, I can't open the door. He said, what, you got bags up there? I'm like, yeah, I got bags up there. Are they gonna fall out as soon as I open the door? Yes, they are. You couldn't climb up. You can just climb up on the ledge. He didn't want to do that. I'm like, oh, he's one of these guys. Okay. So he walks around the front of the truck. He comes in on this side, on the driver's side. And again, he wants me to open the door. Now I open the door and I'm like, you know, it's tight. There's not a lot of room in between him and the traffic. And I say, and he looking kind of funny. I'm like, listen, I can't outrun you. So this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna pull up further up, and we're gonna move over to the side so that you can do this safely, because you're not gonna put me on the news today. And he just started laughing. Okay, that's a good idea. He goes around, goes to his car. We pull up further out, and now I pull out in the grass. Now I'm in the grass, off the whole median, or the median. Not median. That's not the word. The side of the highway, the side of the road. So I'm off on the side. So I'm in the grass. I'm not even on the side. So he got plenty of room to walk up and down. So he walks down this time. He asked me for my license. He asked me for my information and the stuff in the truck. He said, I pulled you over because I noticed you had no seatbelt on. Let me tell you a secret about that. You don't know this because you don't never see me with a seatbelt on. I don't ever wear a seatbelt in a truck. Most truck drivers will tell you that, unless they're company drivers. There's a reason behind it. Because first off, we don't have to. They don't really. That's not a law that they actually push in commercial vehicles. Secondly, is because I don't have to. That's it. Just call it a day. Don't nobody care. Then the second thing he said was, while he was in third lane on the left side, what us truckers call that the hammer lane. I'm on the far right lane, and then there's a whole middle in between us. He said he noticed. Now notice he was beside me. I saw this guy about to pass me up. There was nothing, there was no reason. He just was passing me up. All right, cool, no problem. They do that all the time. It's not a big deal. So I noticed that you was going over the white line because it was causing the spread of water from off the back of the trailer to spray over into the middle. FYI, you never argue with an officer. He said, "Oh, okay. You all right? Yeah, okay." You know why that's okay? Because it's stupid. That don't make no sense. It would make sense if it made sense, but if you're in the third lane, you're in the left side on the third lane, you can't see what's on the right side of the back of the trailer. This is a 53-foot trailer, not including the length of the truck. You all the way up here at my passenger door. I mean, at my driver's side door. How you see the back of it? You see? So this is that call where they just pulling me over just because I can do it, and that's what we doing. Oh, okay. Bet. And that's what we gonna do then. So he pulls me over. Yes, all my information and stuff goes back to his car. I gotta sit there and wait. And it's okay, it's not a big deal. But what it is it's just a hold up. It's a nuisance. It's exercising authority, looking for something. It's nothing that can be found. My CSA score is dope. You got to realize you've been out here long enough. There's certain stuff you just do and you don't do, and you move that way. You got to move that way. So I'm telling y'all this story to make light of my circumstance. So afterwards, he gave me my driver's license, he gave me all my information, and that was that. Now I'm going somewhere with this. Last night I was in warfare, y'all. It was different though, because this time I was just woke up out of my sleep on it's that same conversation. It was the enemy, but as I said before, it was the enemy because of the condemnation that came behind it. It wasn't because of the voice. See, that's the problem. The problem is being able to discern the voice. My sheep know my voice, and a stranger they will not follow. But it's more than just what's being spoken, because if you ever questioned and wondered how the devil can use the word of God while God can use his own word, which is the word of God, and how you're supposed to discern between the two, because it's more than that. It's more than that. It's in the way it comes. See, that's the reason why the prophet was held in the cleft of the rock, and he passed over in the glory, and first it was the thunder and the rocks and all that, and then it was the rain, and it was the earthquake and all of that, and then it was the small still voice. That's paraphrasing all the way around, because I'm not sure which one it was how that went about, but you can look it up. It's there. And I'm sorry I do that, but I'm trying to keep the flow of it, okay? Because I don't remember off the top of my head exactly word for word how it went. But it's in that you get the revelation that is how the Spirit descends, how the Spirit speaks. It's in the still voice, in the calmness. And the calmness is a calmness of spirit. It's in peace. This is not peace. No, this is condemnation. So the next question is, because I'm not going to reject it in the sense of what it is, I'm going to say, Lord, if it's me, is it I? Because of what's being spoken. Now, let me tell you what is being spoken. It is pride that comes before a fall. Pride that comes before a fall. I know y'all like to say, well, maybe it's, bro, that's you. That's you. You prideful. You prideful. First you got to check yourself. That's what I do. I check myself. See, even when that being spoken, I will not allow myself to have a proud look so that my Father will reject me. I'm going to say, is it I, Lord? And I humble myself. Now, I said this in another video. So this is the second time this has come, 2 times. So I'm like, okay, Lord, is it me? And I humble myself. Now in humility, when you humble yourself, I'm doing this as an example because I feel like at this point I'm being an example for someone to humble themselves before the mighty hand of God. Humble themselves before calamity, before a fall. Okay? Even if it's myself, because at this point, that's, who knows the mind of God? So I'm humbling myself. And I know that if I fall into his judgment, that he can search my heart. So it is, search me, O Lord. It is, I humble myself. And at the time, I've become sorrowful. I've become humble. I am, your boy will get humble. I get humble like David. I don't play with my father. I love my father. Yeah, I need him. This life is meaningless without him. So when I say I humble myself before my father, y'all don't matter. He matters. Yeah. What y'all think about me? I don't care. I cry. Just real tears. This is not a joke. We don't play about it. Okay? Not when it comes to my father. So that's where I'm at. I'm bow down in the back of my truck. This was one of them dumb hours in the morning. So this is around. Matter of fact, it was before the alarm, so it was like 2-ish, somewhere in that time. And I'm praying and I'm crying out before the Father because I don't know what this is or why I'm experiencing it. I do understand something, that these feelings may not necessarily, that condemnation may not be for me. It could be for whomever he wants me to reach through the words that is going to come out of my mouth now as we speak. This is that moment where the prophet comes out of the wilderness and says, repent ye, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. The prophet being John. Okay, it's in that movement to know that something about to happen, y'all. Where I've been studying in some serious places. Pause, intermission. It is necessary for me to speak this to a couple of individuals. I hear you. I hear you. Look at me as in this way. First off, yeah, there's so many people that I need to speak to at the same time when I say this. Okay, so first off, in alignment with what I was just saying on this intermission, I'm not Jesus. We're greater is he that is in me, that is in the world. That's the same greater is he that is in you, that is in the world. Be careful with where you put your worship, okay? Because if you put it the wrong way, let me keep it a buck. I ain't eating no grass for you. So I'll let you know that now. I won't be eating no grass for you. Now that right there is going to give you a little depth. You're going to have to actually dig into that to understand what I mean by that. By I ain't eating no grass for you. So at the end of the day, I will rip these clothes off and lay on the ground and get dusty, dirty, so that God knows I'm not coming for his glory. So that's one thing, okay, for whomever that's for. Then there's this mighty woman of God. I hear you clearly, sis. I honor you. Your ministry is amazing. Your gift is amazing. And I honor you. The words that I spoke the other day, and I know that this was ministry for my soul, and I love you for that, and I love all of you for that. For those who don't understand it, as a minister, your job is to uplift. That upliftment is affirmation. So those that you're saying, you just want affirmation. Yes, I need affirmation, just like you do. It is the upliftment when you're in a low place, especially if you're carrying around weights and burdens that don't belong to you, especially if you're carrying the weight of people that are pulling on an anointing that's on you. Okay, now this ain't for you mighty woman of God. This is for the other ones in the background that be talking sideways. But for you, I hear you. What was being spoken, what was necessary to be articulated is that there are people who are experiencing the same likeness and proxy as I am a proxy. So what you're seeing is you're seeing to be touched with the feelings of our infirmities. You're seeing that. Okay? So it's not always necessarily that your boy then fell on hard times and now he's trying to sway back into some kind of there ain't no way out of this but to see Jesus. We don't go back. Hold that thought. I'm in the same area where the police pulled me over the last time. Yeah, they just busy, and usually they leave us alone because we all got a job to do, and that's the Secretary of State. We operate under the Secretary of State, so they usually leave us alone. But especially with all these travelers, they deal with them before you deal with us, because we on our job. Everybody else is on vacation. They out here playing. We over here for business. So all you can do right now is get on my nerves. You basically asking me what kind of sandwich I got in this truck is basically what you doing. So it'd be the same difference if I pull up next to a officer and ask me, hey, so tell me about them donuts you got. I like to try some. We just don't do that to each other. But he needed to do what he needed to do, and it's a quota, it's that time and season, whatever. All right, but back on what I was trying to express. I am a thermometer, in a sense. This box, it has a temperature gauge on it, and that's what's going on with a lot of you. If you notice that you're speaking to me, but there's so many people that is actually being able to be ministered to by the things that you're saying to me. So it is still about the sheep. It's still about being about your Father's business, because that's what you are being about, is being about your Father's business, except for those that are not being about their Father's business. They're looking at me the wrong way, and I need you to look at me the right way. But as this box that has this thermometer on it, this person over here is able to read. They're reading it in Fahrenheit because that's what we read it over here. But over there in Europe, they over there reading it in Celsius. And then you got them nerds over there, the Bible nerds. I say over there, not like I'm not one of them, but they over here reading in Kelvin. So everybody's getting a different depiction of what it is that's coming out of my mouth, but they're able to feed the sheep properly. So that's, in a sense, what that is. So please know that I have not left my post. I'm still on the wall. I'm still out here being about my Father's business. Yes, I do pain. Yes, I do feel the emotions. Yes, it is my emotion. It's not that I'm not hurting. It's not that I don't have expectation, but because of the fact that my expectation is resting in Him. It is the fact that He brought me this far. He ain't gonna leave me. It is the fact that I know His ways and not just His hand. Because unlike everybody else that has seen His hand a lot, I've seen His hand a lot for other people. Well, I'm still waiting on these things over here. So I know they're gonna come. It's just gonna come in His timing, and I do have my temper tantrums. So yeah, it's not that it's not valid. It's not like this ain't really my emotions. It's that I'm really feeling this thing. But the next day I'm straight. I'm feeling a little extra because there may be somebody who is enduring it. Okay, so that's a part of this gifting of the box. I just call it that because to me it's a lot of extra stuff that I don't know what all it means, and I'm just playing it by ear. Okay, it is in my ignorance that God is glorified, and that's for the scholars that's actually on here that's listening, and I know y'all here too. Because you're like, can any good thing come out of Nazareth? And that's, you heard that, and then you're like, well, let me check again. Yeah. So it's just that. It's my ignorance. It's my ignorance that says that it's not me, but it's God in me, because there's no way I can know the things that I know, or even can understand some of the stuff that I do understand. I have had a visitation from an angel that have come in, and that angel was just there. Now, here's the thing. I recognized the angel later on because of the conversation that I was having time and time and time. It was like kind of like it was consecutive. It was confirmation after confirmation after confirmation. It was the moment when I was trying to tell somebody, it was the sister there was a teacher, and again, no ministry, not taken from anyone. These are the flowers. But she was teaching about Elijah, and she was talking about him being under I want to say it was under the broom tree. I'm just gonna call it a broom tree because that's what it was. And looking at it from the perspective she was seeing it, I was like, ooh, it's just like a football game. I want to jump in there and just tell you, I know what that is. I know what it is. But this is what it is. This is really what it is. This, that, and other. And it was at that moment, that I realized it was coming in. It was coming consecutively. So the message I was saying recently about the fire falling from heaven, that is a judgment word, but it's judgment on what lines that you stand on, because there are angels that are administering the judgment depending on what side you stand on. Now, I heard you. Just know the Lord heard you too. The experience that you experienced in your life, where there were interruptions, that's what's going on. So that's, even now I'm speaking to a lot of people, because I realize it's way bigger than me, and there's a lot of people here, and there's a lot of people, there's a person on here that is carrying pride and not knowing that's what they're carrying. So I have to go back into that understanding. You get police going down the on-ramp the opposite direction. They doing the most out here. I don't know what that's about. I'm sure they're probably looking for somebody. Okay, Lord, we'll go back on this police thing. The police is a representation of authority, kind of like a watchdog sent out. Okay, most people would see him as good. I look at him like it's not good or bad. Should represent the good, but sometimes they abuse the power. Okay, I look at, in this instance, in this understanding, he represents the enemy. He represents last night's encounter, because the enemy was telling me that pride was in the camp. So I'm making intercession for pride in the camp. Whomever that is, the enemy comes in three ways. Okay? The lust of the flesh, the lust of the eye, and the pride of life. The last one is the hard one. This is why he's a serpent. He's a serpent because of his wisdom. Wisdom is the representation of serpent, okay, or shining one, right? It is the subtlety that he comes in. So it's easy to see it as the lust of the flesh. That's the first temptation that you deal with, and it's usually easy to recognize. It's because this is what you want, and you want to satisfy yourself. So out of that satisfaction, you're going to reach for it. The second one, and this is also for the babies in the room too. This is the lust of the eye. This is what tripped up Eve. This is what tripped up David. But I'm not going to go there because that's another lesson by itself. I see it, I can have it. I see it as, so therefore I will it. I will make it happen. Does it come into alignment with what is the will of God? Okay. And the last one, like I said, is the hard one to recognize. The hard one to recognize sometimes deal with people who have the ability to get a thing without really thinking about it. They have the money or the wealth or the power. But do you have the authority? Okay? So, you go and you say it. The pride of life is that I deserve this. I have worked hard for it. I see it and it's available. I'll just take it. Okay. That's the pride of life. That's where it's hard, that you have to go before your Father. And see, that's where it comes in, that ignorance is a in a sense can be a beautiful thing if you put it in the hands of God and say, because I know not. Because I don't know. Father, you're greater than me, you know. What am I looking at? What am I seeing? Is this for me? Is this my time to receive this thing? It's because that's what this was about. Remember, Jesus was tempted in these three ways too. And the last one was, I'll give you all these things if you just bow before me. The bowing before you is that I'll give it to you now. Now. Forget the Father, because the Father gives the now. Remember, no man knows the day or the hour when the Son of Man will come except the Father, because it's in the Father's hand. So let's take it out of the Father's hand and I'll put it in your hand. Okay? And that's what this was about. And then he had to let them know. I believe in that one it was, thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God, and him only shall I serve. Or is that the one? I'm not sure. Hold on. The first one, no, the second one is thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God. And then the last one is, I can't remember what it was. Y'all can look that up too. I don't want to think too hard into it. I am going to think too hard into it. You know what? Just give me a second. Yeah. They bear thee up, least I dash thy foot against the stone. And then it was, thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God. And then the last one was, that he rebuked Satan and said, for it is written. And him only shall thou serve is what I hear out of that. I can't remember the first part for whatever reason. I'm thinking it's because I'm switching verses. I'm switching the versions, and I'm not going to do that. So look it up. Y'all know where it's at. Y'all know where I'm talking about. This is famous. This is, this is the temptation in the wilderness. And the last part is the portion that I'm talking about. But the point is, okay, y'all get to see my humanity. Like I said, this is just a man that loves Jesus just like you do. I put my pants on the same way you do. Okay? So, yeah. So whenever pride is a part of the situation, it won't be me. I ask the question, is it I, Lord? But it won't be me. So, I throw dirt on my face, and if I got to get on here looking stupid, then I'm about to look stupid, okay? Because I didn't come this far to lose, aka fail, aka sin, missing the mark. You missed the mark. In archery class, you suck. You missed the mark. You fail. You get an F. You get a flag. That's failure. Okay, so that's what it is. this person over here is over here just telling my entire life story, and you see it, you hear it, and I'm just trying to make sense of it. And yeah, I see you, I hear you. I love you with the love of Christ. You know that, and yeah, let us be about our Father's business. I don't know where that's gonna go, what happens next, but hey, we rolling with it, you know. And that's pretty much it, y'all. That's, you know, that pride in the camp is a serious deal. That means that anyone that can hear my voice, anybody that's been watching my videos, you are a part of it. So you need to take your own personal accountability and ask the Lord, is it I, Lord? Is it I, Lord? You dipping your hand in the cup. Okay? What's in the cup? What's dipping in the cup means? You dipping your hand in the cup. That means you're taking this bread, which is the body, and you're dipping it in this cup. In that cup is oil. All right? It's olive oil. It's like we eating. Who is that? Who do that? I think Panera Bread still do that. I don't know if they do that or not still. But you get the bread, and you can get the Italian herbs and the olive oil, which I got some in my truck. And you dip it in, you know, yeah. This is what this is. This is the dipping, okay? And you dip it in the cup with. So, who's dipping in this anointing? Who's eating at this table? Whoever it is, check your heart. Check your heart posture, because if it's pride, now this is not me in the flesh pointing at anybody. Oh, I'm thinking that you're talking about me, so then I'm gonna, no, this ain't none of that pettiness. That's another thing. The video, you know, that deal. Those are the petty distractions. Those petty distractions are meant to distract us from being on one accord. Okay, it's the little fires. It's the little foxes. Okay, so let us focus and be about our Father's business. That's what this is. So this isn't me pointing at anybody. I hear you. I hear the little. I don't care. You know. I don't really even care about that. Okay, because we got a job to do, and that's what it is. So you can think whatever you want to think about me. If you think something evil about me, then just click off, go somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Please, you can find revelation somewhere else. God has not given it all to one person, and that means he's spread it out. And if it's meant for you to find it, you will find it. Okay. But what you're not going to do is you're not going to keep talking on daddy's baby. All right. Because I keep saying daddy's baby, and you're not understanding what that means. So when we all get to heaven, because we all got to go to sleep, and we all go to sleep because you died. Everybody died. Everybody dies. When everybody dies, we all wake up. When we all wake up, time existed for all the people that is in this life. That means in this life, everybody that has died before us is all taking a nap. They are all sleeping. Okay? This is according to scripture. Look it up. Everybody sleep. We all gonna wake up. Twinkling of an eye. Blinking of an eye. We all wake up. And in that waking up, that's when the sheep will go over there. The goats will go over there, which is the representation. Flip it. Run it back. The wheat will go over there. The tare will go over there. And you're going to get to find out if I was really daddy baby or not. So let's not find out when you get there. Let's just leave that alone. Just, stop. And that goes for every one of your brothers and sisters. If you don't understand what you're looking at, then you pray about it to get an understanding. Just be careful with what you speak. And that's not, and I'm saying this, and this is not because I'm so sensitive in my heart that I'm upset. No, this is what it is. Let me explain. That means that you're going to experience something. Okay? And let's talk about the other people, the other ones. Okay, they're the other ones. Those that have went astray. Those that have decided that the goat life is better for them. Those are the ones that's using the extra, the little hoodoos and stuff, and they're doing the extra stuff. All right, all those extra stuff, people. They got to deal with. Not only will they be judged, not only will they have no part, but they will also those things that they're doing. They're still doing child sacrifices. They just didn't realize it. Yeah, boom, drop that. Bloop, right there. They still doing child sacrifice. They just don't know it yet. Bloop. Who you think gonna get that punishment? who you think you really cursing? So yeah, you get that headache, you doing the headache, and then they dealing with different stuff and don't know why they feeling sick, don't know why they got stomach aches, don't know why all that stuff is going on. But we only getting a portion of it because really you're not really attacking us. If you didn't know, now there's revelation. This is so you can understand. Please understand. You're attacking the Jesus in us. He's getting the full brunt of the punishment, so he's carrying it. So you didn't hit me. You swiped over me, but you hit him. You went whoosh, and they hit. I got the lip. I'm like, oh, you slapped my lip, but you punched my man's straight in his face. And he gonna want his lick back when he see you. Okay? Now, of course, he's not gonna get his lick back. And I'm making light of something that I shouldn't make light of, but I'm trying to make it understood what I'm trying to express for those that don't understand. He didn't get his lick back. He got people to do that. Okay? Yeah. And that's included in also the individual I ain't gonna say individual, I just say the revelation that I received of what I was seeing, and it wasn't too nice. That's all. So, it's real. That's it. That's all he gave me. It is in earth as it is in heaven. It is in earth as it is in heaven. This morning I was praying over a woman. I went to the restaurant, go to a Denny's. It's in a truck stop, not a big deal. I'm frequently there. They all know me there because I'm there all the time, and I'm there just there getting breakfast and not feeling the greatest because obviously I didn't get no sleep because I was sitting up here crying all night, interceding for whatever that was about pride and the fall and horrific, because it's as simple as not giving God glory for getting you to the next step. It's as simple as you trying to think that you did it in your own strength. It's as simple as you thinking that you got here on your own. I blow this out of the water so you can all understand this, and I make it very clear for whomever it's for. You got the degree, you got the this, and you got the that, and you did all that, and look at the accomplishments and all the different things. But here's the problem: you failed to realize it was still by God's grace. It's the same as your salvation. It was added to the salvation of your household. So when you hear that scripture, it talks about, for by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves. This is the gift of God, not of works, lest any man should boast. You also look at it for the saving of your household. So those gifts that you have, that stuff that you acquired, is for your household. It is for your family line. It is for the betterment of your people. So you take it as a whole. And if you take it as a whole, it's all the gift. It's all the grace that he gave you to do that. So you got to go to school and you wasn't pregnant because of the mistake you made when you got a little bit loose over there. Or you got to school and you wasn't in jail because that little mistake you made with the homies didn't land you in prison. You made it. You got to school and you didn't have none of that stuff. But your parent didn't die. Your father didn't pass out and have a heart attack, whatever the case may be. The God's grace, his hand was on you. So when you see these things, it isn't because you put your bootstraps on and you just were so diligent, because even in your diligence, understand that there was grace and favor. And that's the part. It's the favor that was given to you. So it all goes back to God as God's glory. God's glory is the completion of a thing. It means I have the victory over it because I got you there. It is God's victory. He has gotten himself the victory. So it is himself's victory that some people are trying to act like they got. That's another direction of coming into pride. And that was the original fall of the enemy. Is that you taking the glory, you're taking the victory. You're saying that you won the battle. You didn't win the battle. That is my glory. That belongs to me. glory is a representation of process. It is what you see when you see the process of gold being refined. Okay, it's the removal of the impurities, the process that it took, and after it is completely done, it can be, in those ancient days, they consumed gold. They actually drank it or ate it. Okay. So it was an understanding for them to understand exactly what was going on. Another thing, another representation of glory is honey. Honey is a process. How do you get honey? How much stinging did you get through to get to the honey? So after you get to the honey, after you actually get it and you won that battle with all them bees that's all coming at you at the same time, you got something that's pure. See? So the gold, there it is. That's why that's a representation of honey. These are nuggets, whatever, you know. But yeah, maybe you took his maybe you trying to take his glory. I don't know. So I'm throwing out all these things, hopefully for whomever that's for. And I keep saying for whomever it's for. And to be honest, I don't know why in my spirit I think it's a man. I think it's a man, and I don't know who you are. So if it's a sister, then, you know, because I know there's a lot of sisters that watch me, because I hear y'all. Hey, I'm the most probably unfollowed person that I'm finding out now. This kind of tripping me out, and this is all, to me, like I said, it's all been messages on the bottom, and I'm throwing them over my shoulder. Only to find out there's people picking up these messages, they talking about it, they're laughing at stuff, and there's some people that's receiving it, and some people, and it's too much. And I don't like to be seen, but it is what it is. I said yes. So it is in that, yes, it is in that obedience. All right. I think that's all. I don't have any, I feel like I'm rambling. I feel like, you know, I don't know what that was about. So the woman this morning is what I was about to explain. She said that she was, yeah, that's what it is. That's how I know now, because I got to understand that this was not about, it wasn't about me. It was that she was feeling something, what she was feeling. So there was a young man that was at, well, the one of the people at the restaurant talked to the little old lady there. I don't know who that was, but whoever that person was, their child committed suicide. And it triggered her. And I guess this is the trigger warning, so y'all forgive me. Y'all forgive me, because I will put that in the comments, trigger warning, so just in case somebody can't receive it. Which is what I did with those other videos. That was, you know, I don't talk like that. This is not, if you notice, this is not the, never mind. The more you know me, the more you get to understand who I am, the more you understand why that was a big deal, because I don't get that, I don't do that, and I don't move like that. All right, so hear it again, you know. So this lady, she's feeling these feelings now, and she started thinking about her mother, who passed away, I want to say recently. I don't know, I didn't get into those details. So when I walk up to go get my food and I say, hey, how you doing? I'm looking at her, I'm like, you okay? She said, no. Doggone it. And at that moment, it's like, what is this? And I say doggone it because I'm like, I know it's the call to action, but you don't know what you're about to receive, and you do care. Your heart is turned towards people in a way that you're ready to go. You don't know what you're about to receive. You don't know what you're about to hear. So she tells me that basically, you know, I couldn't even make it all the way out, to be honest, but she was just in tears and she's bawling her eyes. And I asked her, you know, she was trying to say that, you know, somebody died, and she was feeling it, and it was happening, and it's all this and this. It's a little old lady. I see her all the time. And I asked her, is it okay if I pray with you? This is not for my kudos. This is that thermometer work, okay? because there's a lot of people that's enduring things and they're enduring it secretly. Because they're enduring it secretly, I mean, I know that this is over here in this situation, but it could be over there somewhere in your channel. It could be over there, somebody that's enduring it is close to you. Somebody, and you may run into this. I don't know, but there's a lot going on. So that's two people right off the bat. That she's feeling it, she's carrying it, like I was carrying last night. And yeah, she was expressing it. So I prayed for her and everything, and that was that. And I, got my food and got home. Who was that? That was it. Y'all, this is 45 minutes in. This is probably the longest video I've made. I'm going to stop it at this. That's that. Love your neighbor. Okay, bless them to curse you, do good to them to hate you, and pray for them to despitefully use you and persecute you, that ye may be the children of your Father which is in heaven. Being the children of your Father which is in heaven is having a heart like unto God. It means that you are forgiving your enemies and willing to help them to the extent that they need help, not to the extent that it will cause you to fall or to stumble or to lose your oil. So be mindful of that. I keep saying lose your oil because we in that time. That's all I got, y'all. It's still that we in a judgment season, and the fire has fallen, and I don't know what that looks like, but I'm seeing it in bits and pieces, and y'all on this journey with me. Y'all understanding it as I understand it. I'm giving it as it's been given. So my channel literally is such as I have. This is what I have. This is the understanding that I have. And that's it, that's all. He has given me other revelations that I can't release because I don't know how he wants me to even put that, because that's probably that may cause some friction, but it is what it is. I've come to this place now. You rocking with me or you not, and at the end of the day, I don't get nothing out of it anyway. So that's what the people in the background don't understand. I get nothing out of this. Okay, I get to put my face on here and then figure out whether or not people are going to actually recognize me later on, and then be trying to meddle in my business because I make moves that ain't supposed to be seen in front of everybody. So I don't know how I'm supposed to. I don't know if that made sense, but I'm gonna drop this off right there before I say something that I end up regretting or I have to edit. I love y'all, for real. I love y'all with the love of Christ. Until next time, y'all stay prayed up, stay vigilant. Okay, this is what I told my mother. It is watch and pray. Okay, it is watch and pray.